Welcome to Moving and Grooving with Ellen. It is so good to be back at BCAT for another podcast about what's going on all around us. And I got to tell you, folks, I just drove up the Cape. Today is July 15th. I thought it was going to pour. It is so weird out there. No, we're getting the smoke from the wildfires out in California, and it is so eerie out there. So I was just telling Rob, because he set everything up, I just feel like every morning I get up, I don't know what's going to happen. We going to live out the day? I mean, I really thought the rains were going to come. I really thought that, but then I came to the station. I found out it's these wildfires, the smoke from the wildfires that's hitting the Northeast. You can't make it up, and it's because the heat is so high. It's going to go up to 100 degrees today in the Northeast. Just enjoy your life, folks, because we do not know what's going to happen next. We really don't. So stay safe today, and my mind is blown. I got to tell you, folks, there are no words. Anyway, I do want to, today's BCAT podcast is basically about the 250th anniversary that we just celebrated in the good old USA. A lot happened. I have a lot of thoughts about it. And after I talk about what I'm thinking about on all of this, sports writer extraordinaire at BCAT, you know who that is, Robert Paris, will join me to schmooze about other stuff that is happening. And there's a lot is happening, guys. I mean, I just can't make any of this stuff up. Anyway, I have to tell you, I have mixed emotions about our celebrations. I think it's great that there were parades and music and partying all around our great country. No doubt about it. But I really wanted more reflection among us. What does our country mean to you? What have we accomplished? Why is that vile creature still in the Oval Office? And how do we get back to our greatness? I can't call him anything but vile creature. I mean, I refuse to say the word because the name of his office, because it just gets me ill. To me, he's a vile creature. We have to get rid of him. Because, guys, there is no doubt in my mind that we have the seeds of greatness in us. Somehow, though, we have lost that spark and are a total embarrassment on the world stage. And domestically, we have ICE, which is so cruel, with its horrific detention sentence, or concentration camps, as I call them. I mean, 2 more people are dead this week, one in Maine. The guy wasn't even targeted by ICE, and he was killed. The Mexican down in Texas was killed. There's no excuse. ICE has to be abolished. It's just so horrible. Did you know that there are more than 50 are dead since January 2025 by ICE? And this year alone, 20 have died at these centers. I talked about these camps at length at the last month's podcast. So listen if you want to learn more about them. They are horrific. You will be horrified that this is happening in the United States of America. I mean, I'm so depressed about it, that we are allowing this horrific situation to go on. I remember so vividly 1976 when we celebrated our 200th anniversary and the tall ships came to Boston as they are doing this year, and we're going to get to that. Robert and I will talk about it, the Sail Boston. I mean, it's fabulous. Jimmy Carter was our president, and Rosalynn, who I think was the greatest first lady, both of them were in the White House, obviously. You may not have agreed with their politics, but there is no doubt that they loved our country and did so much good for it, unlike what is happening now. Rosalynn spearheaded mental health campaigns, an issue that had not been discussed much before her. And my mother, my beautiful mother, went to one of her meetings here in Boston and loved Rosalynn, said she was the most beautiful, wonderful person, and I do think she was. And Jimmy set up the Department of Education, which is now being dismantled under this McMahon. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Unfortunately, Carter was mired in Iran. Deja vu all over again? And had to deal with that terrible hostage situation which forced him out of the White House. But I was so proud to be an American at that time, even with high gas prices and other serious problems that we were facing. There was no question in my mind that being an American was fantastic. And to make the celebration so fantastic, who should come to Boston for this wonderful occasion but Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip? It was so fabulous. On a beautiful Sunday, they anchored their gorgeous yacht, the Britannia, in Boston Harbor at the foot of State Street and drove to the old State House in their Daimler or Rolls Royce. I can never tell which. They're both boxy, but they're very important cars, as you know. so that Queen Elizabeth could deliver a speech on its balcony, the first English monarch to ever appear there. I went down there alone. I could not believe it. No one that I knew wanted to attend this great historical event. I took the MBTA from my house in Brighton, wore jeans, bought a Sunday Globe to read before she arrived, and got off at Government Center, where I thought there would be crowds, guys, crowds. Not a bit of it. There were 20 people there. If there were 20, I should say, there were a lot. And there was no security, so that after her speech, she walked around and talked to all of us. She was so beautiful and so cordial, as was Philip, both so lovely. He asked me about the Boy Scouts, but I had no information for him, which I felt very sorry about. Both just so charming and lovely. In any event, I was so proud to welcome them to Boston. Oh, later, my cousin asked me if I curtsied to her. Of course not, I said to her. I'm an American. I never curtsy to anybody. I mean, I hope you feel the same way, because if you're an American, you do not bow to anybody. Anybody. That's what we fought for in this country. We are all equal. But she was great, and it's such a beautiful memory. This year, Boston had a huge celebration, according to WCVB. Boston marked its independence on Saturday with a morning of parades, historic ceremonies, and public events commemorating America's 250th anniversary. The celebrations began at 7:30 a.m. with a parade starting at Dartmouth Street in Boston and Copley Square. The Independence Day Parade stepped off from Copley Square at 9 a.m., featuring historic organizations, military units, veterans groups, civic organizations, musicians, and community participants. Later, the public gathered outside the old State House, where I had met Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip years ago, for the annual reading of the Declaration of Independence from the historic balcony. There were remarks by Mayor Wu, a performance of God Bless America, and more. The morning concluded with the annual Independence Day oration at Faneuil Hall, and more. Later, the Boston Pops July 4th Spectacular took place in the Esplanade with the traditional fireworks. Celebrations like these were happening all around the country. They were great to watch because they showed us once again how diverse we are. These celebrations were all different, reflecting the regions where they were taking place, and they were all so joyous. We were all so joyous that America had reached its 250th birthday, and we were all one in feeling so proud that we arrived at this occasion. So what was happening in our capital at this time? Well, as Adam Kinzinger points out, masked white nationalists marched through Washington. As he points out chillingly, a black woman sitting alone on the Washington Metro was surrounded by masked men in matching khaki uniforms. As he says, she is riding through the capital of her own country on the 4th of July, totally surrounded by these very threatening creatures. Those men are called Patriot Front, whose stated goal is a white ethno-state. On Saturday, hundreds of them marched through Washington with Confederate flags and upside-down American flags, chanting, "Reclaim America." Do you see why I'm so disturbed, guys? On one hand, we have so many Americans, probably the majority of Americans, celebrating our 250th in a very positive, joyous, inclusive way. And here we have these guys. Horrible. And no one in the White House condemned them. Someone said at the White House that they have First Amendment rights. Really? Masked men who want to take down our country and make it only for white people? I don't think so. They're traitors, guys. They should be in jail. And did Trump celebrate with the rest of us? Of course not. He made this all about him. As the Juggernaut Project reports, and you should look it up, it's a great group, Trump continued to grift off of us. As we know, why not? He set up his own celebration entitled Freedom 250. And, of course, he cashed in big time for many vendors and participants and people who came. The prices were so high if you wanted to go to any of these events. Trump had no interest in celebrating our history, our values, or our progress. As the Juggernaut reports, and his event turned into a catastrophe because of the horribly high heat of 102 degrees and the thunderstorms that followed. Just saying that again, he had no interest in celebrating with us. And as a result, also, as the Juggernaut reports, it turned into a whole catastrophe because the weather was horrible, the heat was 102 degrees, and then they had horrible rains. He had what he called a great state fair on the mall, which is still there. It was, at least last week when I started writing this show. And no one could attend it. He had ordered a salute to America, which had to be evacuated because of the storms, and he was advised that the fireworks should be canceled because of the heat. I mean, it was 102 degrees down in D.C., and if you've ever been to D.C. in the summer, it is so hot, you can't breathe. Well, he overruled canceling the fireworks, and he fell asleep during them. Later, he gave a speech where he kept talking about how horrible communism is. I mean, what is this about? This is the same guy who has allowed the federal government to have a 10% stake in Intel, the chip company. Communism, anyone? I mean, we are in such an alternate universe with this guy. I mean, it's just, it chills me, really, guys. We've got to get rid of him. He's just a total horror for this country and for the world. Also, the other issue that concerns me greatly, as a proud Jew, I am so concerned that most of Jews are now facing record levels of anti-Semitism as we mark this glorious anniversary. Jews have been a part of American life since before the founding of the United States, arriving in New Amsterdam in 1654 and counted among the merchants, soldiers, and citizens who supported the revolution. A study just recently done by the organization called Combating Anti-Semitism, they're a great group, it's called Combating Anti-Semitism, finds that a majority of Jewish Americans, 57% of us, experienced anti-Semitism in the past year, equal to 3.3 million Jewish adults alongside 250,000 Jewish children living in effective households. This is just chilling, folks. Horrible. I guess I'm with the Reverend William Barber, who talks about the painful contradictions in our country. I am proud of so many things that we have achieved, and all those who came from other countries to the World Cup just loved being here. As I discussed in my June 24th podcast, attendees for the World Cup were from countries all around the world. They love our enthusiasm, our joyousness, our retail stores, our food, just our whole life, the quality of life that they experience when they get here. Because of the tourists from Scotland who were so enamored of Boston, it is possible that Robert Kraft will take the Patriots next year to Scotland. And as Kinzinger says, our democracy has survived, and we have doubled the lifespan of humans. We have cars, planes, electricity, computers. We've gotten to the moon. I just saw a documentary on PBS about Krista McAuliffe, a lovely, lovely woman who perished in the Challenger, heartbreakingly. I mean, she was just so wonderful. See, she had such faith in us achieving so much as Americans. A total feat, reaching the moon, no doubt. A total feat for us to reach the moon. I mean, it's miraculous. Women can vote. We have civil rights. Gays can marry each other, and so much more. As Kinzinger says, and which Joe Biden talked about all the time, we are not defined by where we came from, but by what we believe. Freedom, fairness, dignity of every person. But Donald Trump and MAGA do not want our republic to continue. There are the Epstein files to face. I mean, he's in there. He is covered. There's so many mentions of him in the Epstein files, and it's high time that he was revealed for who he is. If you don't know who he is, because I certainly know who he is. He's a criminal. He's a pedophile. And thank God E. Jean Carroll just got her $5.8 million from him, saying that he attacked her, he raped her. His grifting and his family's grifting at our expense is so obscene. He is stealing from the American people. He has gotten us into an illegal war with Iran that seems to have no end, and which is costing us so much money. He attacks our allies in NATO. There is no end to his stupidity and corruption. Folks, we've got to get rid of him. I'm so strong in that. And that is why I want you to get active. And I do believe he will be ousted at some point. There's no question in my mind. Because what we've just learned this past week is the fragility. We've learned this once again, if we didn't know it before, the fragility of life. In 1 minute, Senator Lindsey Graham was gone. In 1 minute. And no one had any idea that he'd be gone. But he is gone. His power is completely gone. Mitch McConnell, I do believe he's either brain dead or he's dead. No question about it. His power is totally gone. So bear that in mind. Know that Trump is going to end too. We all have karma. We all go to the same place. And we have to get active. You cannot let this slide. You have to be engaged. So how do we get out of this nightmare? How do we get back to decency and kindness and being a beacon to the whole world? Robert Reich suggests the following. First of all, he does believe that Trump will be gone. I mean, he's very strong in that, too. He's very positive, and he's one of my heroes. He is so engaged in getting rid of this regime, so engaged. First of all, there have to be term limits for SCOTUS. SCOTUS is so corrupt. There have to be term limits. It has to have an ethics watchdog. It just can't go about its business and do whatever it wants and be there forever. We have the worst chief justices right now that it blows the mind. We have to prevent conflicts of interest. I mean, is anyone more mired in conflicts of interest than Donald J. Trump and his family? I don't think so. We have to stop POTUS from using the DOJ as its own personal attorney. I mean, he's trying to get Todd Blanche as Attorney General. Worst thing for our country. Worst thing. Horrible. And we all have to fight against that. We have to end gerrymandering. We have to revive voting rights. We have to protect the press freedom and independence of the press. We have to protect the freedom of inquiry. We have to get big money out of politics. This is so horrible. I just read where Tallarico, who's running for senator in Texas, just got $30 million to fight the Republicans. He needs $30 million, and he probably needs more. This is disgusting, folks. We have to tax millionaires and billionaires. We have to eliminate the Electoral College. The main thing, though, is that you must get active and fight for your democracy. Go to rallies, vote, make contributions, be in touch with your senators and reps, go to town hall meetings and express an opinion. And if you want more ideas, feel free to contact me at Ellen Kagan, Kagan, at gmail.com. I mean, guys, this is your responsibility. This isn't just up to me. It isn't up to my neighbors. It's up to all of us to get involved and fight for our country and how terrific it is. Anyway, now Robert Paris has just come in.
Hello.
My sports writer extraordinaire from BCAT. How are you, Robert?
I'm doing well. We're still in July. I mean, USA 250. I know we're going to talk about that a little later, but it's been well. Maybe not the weather outside,
well,
but
tell me, you just did a shoot out there. So
I did.
How did you feel? I mean, what did it make you feel?
So in the summer we do. So Parks and Recreation, like every usually town or city has one, and we usually do like a summer rec review, like go around the summer activities that they do.
Yeah.
The program coordinators host it, and it was interesting because luckily the programs that we did today were inside, but
I thought you were outside.
Yeah, I drove around outside, but it's like all the programs are inside.
Oh, that's good.
But it's just
God.
like we stepped outside to do like one of the intros, and it was like it looked like something from like the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean?
I do. It was creepy. It's creepy out there.
That like the sepia tone or whatever, however you call it, sepia tone. Yeah, it was like wow, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, when we were like driving over to another location, it was just like the sky was very like odd because it was just like you used to have like some like the regular white cloudy sky.
Right.
Then over here it's just like gray, not really like sepia tone. Like it was like that color. Like you don't really see that.
Wouldn't you say it's like the end of the world?
It looked like it because it's like one, and then all of a sudden it like blended together. So I'm like, and you can see when you're driving the cars, you can see like the smoke. It looks strange. Like yesterday when I was driving, I see like a white car and it looked very like smudgy. You know what I mean? Like that, like it looked like it was all dirty. It's because of that. Right. But it's just like I don't know when this is gonna end. I mean, the fires are like ranging from like Minnesota, I know, like up in Toronto, Canada.
It's so scary. It's beyond belief. Yeah. I mean, I get up every morning. I'm not kidding you. I mentioned on the show before. I don't know what's going to happen every day. I think to myself, well, is this your last day? It may be. And I'm riding up here from the Cape, and I'm thinking, what is going on? I thought it was rain, actually. But then I found out. So
when you woke up today, what did your skyline look like?
No, it was fine down the Cape.
Okay, so
see, that's why when I got up here, it was like, okay. And then I met Jen outside, our executive director, folks, and she was taking pictures. And I said, what's going on, Jen? And she told me.
I took like pictures outside by the town hall earlier. Oh. It's crazy because it's like, you have people who have like medical conditions. They're going outside.
Oh.
It's just like,
No,
like
they
you
have
don't.
lung conditions.
Yeah, lung
it's
conditions.
horrible.
Yeah, it's
horrible
bad.
for them. Yeah.
How
yeah.
long will it last? I don't know. If you check on one of the maps, it says air quality. It's like the entire country. I'm like, wow. And it's just like, of course, all the bad air is coming towards this state. I'm like, great. It just looks strange. I mean, like, if you saw the sun,
Yeah.
like, it looks like just like some from like a movie. It's just like cover, like you go outside, it's like you're wearing sunglasses
It's
and
weird.
you're not.
Folks,
it's just
weird. And I do believe, I'm going to give advice now, whoever, will probably hear it tomorrow anyway, the show, stay inside, it seems to
yeah.
me.
For how long, we don't know. I don't know how long
know.
this will pass. But
Barricade yourself.
yeah.
Anyway.
For the rest of the summer, no.
Oh, my God. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I want to get to Bill Belichick. We haven't spoken about Bill Belichick in quite a long time. But I just read about his daughter-in-law being stopped for being 18 miles per hour over the speed limit. Did you see that?
I did.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they hauled her into court. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, the speeding limit there where she was 70 miles per hour. She was going 88.
Yeah, that's a little fast.
It is a little fast, but even so, they hauled her into court. I always thought, now I'm learning, folks,
right.
and I don't know if I'm going to go to North Carolina, or at least not drive down there, that you would get a ticket and you'd pay it.
Right.
No, not down there, because this is what I just looked it up on Google. If you are driving in North Carolina more than 15 miles over the limit, are exceeding 80 miles per hour, you get a Class 3 misdemeanor, and you have to pay fines, and it doesn't say how many. You have a potential 30-day license suspension, and this is the worst. Robert, this gives me the creeps. A permanent criminal record, Robert.
Avoid that place.
But don't you think they're out to get Belichick? They don't like him.
They probably knew. Oh, she's
his daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
She's married to his Belichick's son. Because
Yeah.
we haven't talked about Belichick in a long time.
There is something I did read. There
What?
is something I did read about Belichick.
What?
That everybody thinks he's gonna get married in 2027 to that.
Well, I'm surprised he's not married now.
I know.
Because we've been following this romance, you and I.
So
you
his
and I.
the
Wait. Do you think you'll be invited?
oh no.
Why not? You've spoken so highly of him.
Doesn't even know who I am. He's like,
huh? You know, I wonder if they'll have it at Madison Square Garden. Like,
yeah.
Speaking of that, do you know how much her wedding cost? Taylor Swift's and Kelsey's, or whatever his name
I
is.
can only imagine.
You want to drop dead right now? Because I almost dropped dead when I read the
Sure,
figure.
let me hold on to the table.
He's holding on to the table, folks, and he's shaking in his boots. $30 million. You know, folks.
million.
I just can't conceive of spending $30 million for a wedding.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're in love. I think it's wonderful to find someone to live with and be with for the rest of your life. But $30 million smackaroos, somehow I don't think it's worth. And I wonder when the thing is, we're all wondering when they're going to get divorced.
Yeah. I know they signed a prenup.
He did. Well, he's loaded too.
Yeah.
Well, who cares? What is he worth?
So here's the thing: they didn't film it. They got people invited, but there's just like they didn't.
No, they didn't want anybody. You couldn't bring your camera.
Nope.
Or your iPhone or whatever you're going to do. No, everything had to be. But folks, see, I don't get this level of spending on stuff like this. I really don't. I mean, do you, Robert?
No,
it doesn't even thrill me.
$30 million. That's great.
I just don't. I think her gown. I think her wedding gown was like a few million.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just spent $20 on a gorgeous dress for my niece, and I'm thinking, gee, maybe I spent too much. It's all perspective and values, Robert.
It's crazy.
It really is. And in fact, to me, if I had $30 million, can you imagine she has more than $30 million?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had even just $30 million, I'd be happy.
Well, here's the thing. I think she started out before he was in the NFL. No.
What?
I think Taylor Swift started before he was in the NFL.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So she has more money than him.
She was a kid.
Yeah.
She was a kid. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a prodigy.
Yeah.
And I like her. But, all right. My one of my friends says they're going to have their anniversary party at Madison Square Garden this year. But
maybe.
But they're only having 8 people. But we thought, and I agree with them, they should hire MSG. Yeah, MSG. I always get that confused with MSG from Chinese food.
Yes, MSG.
But anyway, I think it would be great. 8 of us down at Madison Square Garden celebrating.
Sure. Yeah, 8 of us. Sounds
we'll
great.
We'll invite you too, Robert.
Perfect.
And I'll be kept. All right, now getting to good old disgusting, who you know who stepped into FIFA, and we were talking about this, where he, one of our American guys in the World Cup, and I have his name. I always, here it is. He, what's his name? I have it here, folks. He's an American, and he's a birthright citizen. Folarin Balogun. Did you ever hear of him?
No.
He was playing soccer against Belgium, the American group, and he was ousted for a foul. They call it a red card. Anyway, so good old Trump stepped in and spoke to the head of FIFA. His name is Infantino. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And he immediately put this kid back in.
See, that's like cheating a little bit.
A little bit?
A lot.
A lot. And folks, it's disgusting, but you know what? The USA lost. Now, I hate to say this, Robert, because where do I live and what do I love?
Right.
But I was so happy. Belgium won, and you should have seen them in the locker rooms, just giving the finger to good old Trump. Now, the other thing that gave him the finger is that this, whatever his name is, I said his name. Here it is. I've got it written down. Folarin Balogun. He's a birthright citizen. Don't you love it? And Trump's trying to get rid of it. What are your thoughts on this, Robert? Because you say it just right. What do you think of this? They're trying to fire Infantino now. I think he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I think what he did was wrong. I mean,
I wonder how much Trump paid him, though.
He definitely paid him.
And do you think he's in the Epstein file? See, this is the thing that I wonder about all these people that... because Epstein files, folks, have got to be opened. And they are going to be. Don't worry about it. People talk to me all the time about this. When is this going to end, Ellen? When is this going to end? It's going to end, folks. Buckle up. We may have more smoke before it ends.
Yeah.
You won't even have to worry about Trump, really, because we got the smoke today, and it's like, I'm not even thinking about Trump. All right. So have we said enough about Pfeiffer and Trump?
Yes.
There's nothing you want to add to this?
Not really.
You don't. We've talked about Belichick. Now, we have to talk about the celebrations and Pops and Sale Boston.
Yep.
Now, what did you do on July 4th?
We had a barbecue.
Oh.
And it was nice out.
That's nice.
The pool was 86 degrees.
Oh, it was very hot.
We don't have a heater. It's just because that 100-degree, you know what I'm talking about? Like that
yes,
week of 100.
Yeah, it was so hot.
Yeah.
I was so hot. I have to say I had a blast because I was down the Cape. I was in the water, which we had bacteria for a while there, folks, and now we're okay. So many lakes and ponds.
Now
really.
They'll be
It's not just that place. Crystal Lake in Newton had bacteria. I couldn't believe it all around. And did you read about the sewage that seeped into the Merrimack River?
That's horrible.
Oh, my God. But anyway, so tell me more. I want to hear about your wonderful time.
We had a bunch of food. I mean,
what kind of food did you have, Robert?
Hamburgers, hot dogs, sausages. We got soft pretzels. Yeah.
Oh.
Soft pretzels, pizza.
Oh, sounds pretty good to me.
A lot of desserts, cookies, cupcakes, slush.
Wow. Any champagne?
There was alcoholic beverage, but not champagne. It was very warm out, so definitely a lot of soda and water.
It was so warm. I was in and out of the water. I had a blast, folks. I really did. And my family was down. So that was really great. My family from Wellesley. And they were down on the lake. And we spent a lot of time together. And I'm going to see them later today. Hi, guys. And it was just so much fun. It was as long as you had the water.
Yeah, it was nice. It was definitely refreshing.
Definitely. And I had great food. I'm trying to remember what I ate. You know what I'm making this recommendation, and this is for you, Robert, as well as for all of you out there. Stop and Shop will sell cold cooked lobster for like $5.95, like a pound. So I had that with corn on the cob and with people I love. What could be more? It's a great food for the summer. It's like the top tier. It was just fabulous. Then at night, now this is where I got depressed. For me, I don't usually get depressed. I mean, I'm having a good time, folks. But, there are things that can get you depressed. One of being the Pops this year.
Yeah, that was...
What was Jane Lynch doing as hostess? I don't get... First of all, she's okay. I mean, I've seen her in a few, like 2.5 Men. She plays a psychiatrist in 2.5 Men. She's very funny, and she's on this thing called, that show.
I thought she was on Glee. Remember that show?
She was on Glee.
She was on Glee.
She mentioned that as yeah. She also is on this game show. Did you ever see it? What's it called? I forget.
Not Hollywood Squares.
No, it's not. It's something about, I don't know. I can't remember.
I forget.
I never watch it. So, but she was not right for this. She wasn't. Her personality was wrong. The other thing, you and I discussed this, those commercials.
Yeah, that was something else.
They do this every year. And I'm disgusted.
Yeah, it's just like, let's play. That's the timer going off, but we'll just keep going.
We're going to keep going,
yeah, keep
folks.
going.
We have so much to talk about.
Anyway, yeah, the commercials. So, yeah, it's just like, let's play a song, whatever the song was, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's just like, dun, dun, and we'll be back after this short break. Why are we doing it in the middle of the song? They were doing it. It was very aggravating.
And I love Keith Lockhart.
Yeah.
I love him. And they used to come down the Cape and play in the Hyannis Green. Yeah. They don't do it anymore since the pandemic because I guess there's not enough money. I love them.
Right.
But this particular Esplanade concert on the 4th of July was so horrible. I use that very strongly. The talent. I have no idea who these people were. They had rappers.
I didn't even know who they were either.
Oh, and they were terrible. They were terrible. The only one I kind of liked, although someone said she disagreed with me, she thought she was horrible, but I like Megan Hilty. She did the last Broadway show. She did some song from Broadway she did a Patsy Cline song.
I think you should have hosted.
Well, I would have had a blast. And also, I could not stand, and I never can stand this guy. I'm saying it right near this Chad, whatever his name is, the CEO, whatever.
Chad? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
He was so smarmy and so slimy. I really felt like saying, Chad, get off of it. Right? How wonderful Boston is and how great this...
It was a little bit of a long speech he was
Every
giving
time
monologue.
I shut him off, I'd go back to check it out, and there he was.
Yeah.
And Mayor Wu and Healy, they were just okay. Now, I have to, in their defense, they were given a script. You know, they were told what to say. But really, they were so boring and so awful, I thought.
I didn't see them because I think I watched a little bit of the Pops, but I was a little bit tired that day. I was swimming all day and
it was
jumping around.
It was a very hot weekend.
I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, no, it was a very hot weekend.
Yeah.
It was a very hot weekend.
Yeah, it was.
Really, and I felt very badly for people who didn't have access to water.
Yeah.
And the homeless.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I don't know how they do it. I think Boston had a lot of shelters where they could go, and New York did that. But it's very terrible. So I consider myself very, very lucky that I have a place to be. And I did have a wonderful time. But the Pops, I was so upset about because I usually love it. I love the Pops. And then they said that Jane Lynch has been asked back. Excuse me, folks. She does in Boston. She does. The right person would have been fantastic for it. But get rid of those commercials. The other thing, you flip your remote and you go all around the country to where they're having these other celebrations. They don't do these commercials, Robert.
Yeah.
They don't. You go to CNN?
No, they actually had a nice thing on there for CNN. They show like the New Orleans fireworks. They showed they showed nice performances.
Right. And Nashville, I thought it was the way they did it was great.
Yeah.
And I loved it because all these are different from Boston. You had a lot of these people dressed as cowboy. I love watching what's going on around the country. It shows us what kind
Did
of
Macy's have one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They did. And the fireworks were okay, but really it was a major disappointment, folks. And the Boston Globe played it up, and I think, God, they were paid to say that because everyone I talked to really hated the Pops this year. And for me to say that, I love the Pops. I love the Pops. I grew up in the Pops. My Sweet 16 was at the Pops. So, but this was not good. And my cousin plays the violin at the Boston Symphony.
Really?
Yeah. And my other cousin, not anymore, he used to do the sound for Boston Pops.
Wow.
So I got to know these people pretty well. Oh, anyway, folks. All right. Now we get to, did you want to mention any restaurants and food? We don't have to.
No, I think we're good, yeah.
Let's talk about Sail Boston then, because it's quite a thing. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what it is, I'm just going to read what it was. A lot of people don't know what it was. It was so spectacular. Sail Boston was a maritime festival, a massive international maritime festival bringing dozens of majestic tall ships and naval vessels from around the globe to Boston Harbor. Spectacular. As the grand finale of Global Sail 250 tour celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States of America. They came because of us.
Right.
It was a birthday event featuring free ship tours, fireworks, and cultural festivals. There were also 2 flyovers last Saturday, I think. I think it was last Saturday. So and they're leaving. The ships are leaving tomorrow, July 16th. Yeah, July 16th. Did you watch any of it?
No.
Well, I have to say, I didn't go down there because I'm in the Cape. It was hot.
Yeah.
People came from all over. They were ensconced at Castle Island. I couldn't believe it. And they were all up and down South Boston, East Boston, Castle Island, Seaport, all up and down. And they were touring the ships, and they were having a blast. And I was so proud of us. We did a great job.
Right, yeah.
We really did. So, well, that's about it. I'm proud of us as a country, folks.
America 250.
Yeah. Are you proud of us as a country?
Yep.
But I just want us to get back to where we have decent people in office and vote Markey. I want to say that right now. He's the most wonderful guy. He's a really good guy. And everyone I'm speaking to is voting for Markey. First of all, Moulton is against Medicare for all. That's single payer. I mean, excuse me? That's the first thing. I'm so big on fairness for all of us, universal health care. But vote Markey. And there was one last thing I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. I did want to say again, the irony of life, the fragility of life. Do you know how Lindsey Graham was absolutely making a mockery of Joe Biden's health in 2024, kept checking on his health, when he's going to die, or how frail he is, and look at the irony of it. Joe Biden, who I love, that's why I'm talking about this, is still with us. Please, dear God, he's got stage 4 prostate cancer, and I hope and he's still out there. And where is Lindsey Graham as we speak? So this shows you, folks, you cannot count on what you see in front of you happening all the time, forever, because Lindsey Graham is now gone, and I think McConnell is gone too. What are your thoughts? on that?
He's gone. McConnell is gone. He doesn't know what day it is.
Well, he's either brain dead or dead. They showed a picture of him the other day, and Ron Johnson, the senator I cannot stand, said that's an old picture.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, folks. Robert, great being with you.
Great to be with you, Ellen.
Have a great rest of the few days in July, folks, and I'll be back next month.
All right,
Bye
see
now.
ya.